Hey friends, what's up? It is day number 3. 3, by the way, is not just my lucky number, it's like my number. It's like my number. 33, 30, anything like a 6 or a 9 or even a 12 ends up being a 3. Do you know what I mean? It's like my life number. I don't know what they call it, my spiritual number. What's your number? Put it in the comments, I want to know. It's funny, like some people, they tell me, yeah, my number is a 4. And I'm like, a 4? Or like, oh, my number is a 7. Like, really? Like, I just totally can't connect to those numbers. And they're like, a 3? Ooh. You know, it's so funny. Anyway, I also like 8. 8 is a really good number too. I think I just like everything that's round. And I like 8 because it's also kind of the infinity sign, just, you know, the wrong way around, basically. Anyway, I'm getting lost. I want to talk about something completely different. But before I do that, I also want to say I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this 30-day commitment, making a video every single day. I don't know, I'm so excited about this right now. And this is the 4th edition. Like, I've done this 3 times before. And I think this is the first time, like, I've just never been so excited about doing this. So anyway, I'm excited. Just wanted to share that excitement. All right, so I'm cheating a little bit today. Yeah, no. So here's why I'm cheating. I said in the first video that I wasn't going to write any notes. I was going to just completely freestyle everything, which I'm still kind of doing and way more than I would normally do. But I also said in the first video that my brain just can't shut up coming up with ideas. It's just constantly coming up with ideas all the time. It's constantly in creation mode these days. And so I have like a little tiny outline, but only with like 5 words on it, kind of like guiding me through what I want to share today about trust, about trusting in life, about surrendering, about trusting the universe, trusting that things are gonna work out, trusting in, hey, when I leap, I'm not gonna fall. There's gonna be something that will, you know, keep me up, keep me afloat. It's not about necessarily relying on safety nets. I find that leaping, you know, making that jump to wherever that might be. It might be for you, the leap might be quitting your job. The leap might be quitting or getting out of a relationship. The leap might be starting a new business. Like, I let go of Planet Backpack, my travel blog, and just kind of abandoned it, I guess, to embrace this new thing, live your heart out, without really knowing where this was gonna go. Sometimes I'm still not sure where this is going. So that's a leap. A leap is moving to a new place. Anything where you're not quite sure where you are. So you're right here, and this is where, you know, you kind of know that you want to get there, you want to go there. This is what you want, and the leap is right here, right? And in this space, what you need to, I guess, cultivate that's the trust. It's the surrendering to not knowing. It's surrendering also to your fears and embracing your fears. And it really is, I believe, all about getting in alignment with your soul. So the more you know who you are, the more you're connected to your soul and your heart and your body, the more you then actually live in alignment with what your soul needs and wants, and not your ego and your mind, the more you're in alignment in your life and with everything, the more I believe you're in a place where trust and surrendering becomes so much easier. And here I am looking at my notes, and I'm just like, wow, it made all so much sense when I wrote down these thoughts, these ideas, and now that I'm like, you know, I'm in the flow, and it's interesting because I love being in the flow. It's just that, for me, that's the place to be with anything. having these notes here, it's actually taking me out of the flow. And I've noticed this a lot when I speak on stage, when I'm speaking at a conference, when I'm giving a workshop. My best moments, the best stuff comes out when I just forget about my notes, when I'm just surrendering and trusting to the moment and trusting in the moment. And then whatever the stuff that then comes out, that's the stuff from my heart, from my soul. And sometimes it's, man, the best golden nuggets come out then. So anyway, coming back to trust and surrendering. When you live in alignment, I believe it gets easier because you know that wherever you are, you're in the right spot at the right time. Everything is just exactly how it needs to be. And I fully trust in that now. It's not like it's always been like that. I used to be super controlling, like I needed to know everything. And I'm still like my mind is still in a way conditioned that it wants to know a lot of things, but it's gotten so much better. I'm so much more chill. I'm so much more trusting. I know that life always happens for me and not to me. So that's a big thing. So whatever happens, even if I fail at something, even if something goes wrong, even whatever, I'm not scared of that anymore because I know that in those challenges or whenever, I'm faced with struggles, I know that life is happening for me and not to me. The universe or whatever you believe in, it's not out to get us. It's not out to hurt us. It's out there to help us grow and evolve. And I also trust that there are no wrong decisions. This is a big one, guys. The reason why I'm so trusting in life and whatever I do is that I know there are no wrong decisions. Every decision is exactly the decision that you need to be making, because even if the outcome is not what you want it to be, there's always a lesson to be learned. There might be more growth waiting for you on the other side. So I believe that the idea of thinking that there's a right decision or a wrong decision is just completely, that's super old school. I believe every decision is the right decision. So I also don't want to, I hate kind of being in limbo state. Should I do this or should I do that? It's like a waste of my brain capacity. It's a waste of just my energy. It always feels so much better to just make a decision, just roll with it and see what happens. And that thing completely, that was a game changer for me. When that properly sunk in, it's like, Conni, there's no wrong decisions. Every decision is the right decision. That's trust. I've also come to understand just how important the connection is with my body when it comes to trusting and surrendering. So I know by now that, and I trust by now, that feeling is way more important and way more essential than thinking. I trust my feelings and the signals from my body and from my heart way more now than I do whatever's coming out of here. I know that my body knows. I trust that my body knows. I trust that my soul knows. And my soul speaks to me through my body. It doesn't speak through me in my mind, because our minds, it's just monkeys. It's a lot of conditionings. It's a lot of limiting beliefs. It's a lot of fears. They say that 60 or 70% of all thoughts that we think is negative. And I totally trust that. I tend to think I'm a pretty positive person, but when I observe my thoughts, during the day, when I stop and I'm like, what's going on here? A lot of times, 6 or 7 times out of 10, it's probably negative. So I've come to learn and understand and trust that my body knows what's up. My heart knows what's up. And just being in that place now, where whatever question I have, whatever decision I need to make, or, I just listen, I tune in. And of course, meditation helps, yoga helps, anything that gets you deeper into that connection with yourself, with your body, learning how to feel, actually feel your feelings, and not just feeling them, but feeling them in your body. Where are they sitting? Yeah, that helps to really connect to yourself, and to then, you know, also in situations when you're triggered, or when something happens, or, you know, whatever, to, instead of just being up here, go one level deeper, 10 levels deeper really, and connect to what's going on in your body in that moment as you are feeling triggered or whatever's going on, and be like, whoa, what's happening? And lastly, I also think that trust for me really happened, trust in life, trust in everything, happened when I understood that I need to fall in love with my fears. So I'll give you an example. Recently, I met someone, a beautiful woman, and things are going amazing, and I'll talk more about that soon. But that's not the point right now. Before I met her, I think the only reason that I was even able to attract her into my life was because before I met her, the weeks leading up to it, or even the couple of months before that, I had completely surrendered to the idea that I might be single for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with that. But before that, I always resisted the idea. I always resisted being alone. I had to experience a lot of abandonment stuff and drama and relationships and this and that, and I thought that easy and beautiful and flowing love wasn't in the cards for me. That's what I thought. That was my old story, right? And so then my fear was also, I was so in scarcity around love. The fear was like, oh my God, like I'm just not gonna get the love that I want and that I need. Again, just, you know, I was holding on to my own limitation. And leading up to meeting that woman, I finally came to the most important place ever. And that was, okay, Conni, if you were to really never ever get the love that you think that you need, if you were to stay single for the rest of your life, if you were to never meet that woman, if you were to never experience that love that you so want to, you know, what would happen? And I was like, I'd be okay with that. I can fall in love with that. I can fall in love with that fear. I fell in love with feeling that scarcity. And I was okay with that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna still live my most amazing life. I'm gonna contribute my heart out. I'm gonna serve all these people out there. I'm gonna create such a beautiful thing with Live Your Heart Out and whatever else I'm gonna create. I knew at that point, it's not about staying in that place of scarcity. It's not about wanting this one thing. It's about just living life no matter what. And I can make myself miserable, feeling lonely and feeling like, oh my God, everybody else is, you know, in love and experiencing romance and all that stuff. And poor me, of course. You know, it's so easy to make ourselves miserable and stay stuck in that place. And so many people stay bitter in that way for the rest of their lives. But I decided I wasn't going to do that. I just trusted. I finally started to trust. And that's when she came into my life. And yeah, it's beautiful, magical, and very different to anything else I've ever experienced when it comes to love and romance and relationships in the past. So it is really, I believe, all about embracing these fears and finding the love within ourselves for our fears and our limitations, rather than trying to constantly resist them, right? Because they say, like, you know, okay, pain happens, but suffering is optional. And we love to get addicted to the suffering, and because it's almost like our bodies just, we're so used to holding on to the suffering. It's a very kind of, I don't know, like a masochistic kind of thing, no? And I know what it's like when I, you know, in the past when I was depressed, like, God, it's so much easier to hold on to that place of to hold on to the pain and the suffering and to just go round, round, round up here. But eventually I realized, I think I'm safe to trust. If I die tomorrow, you know, I trust, like it's okay. That's why I try to live my life from the depths of my heart. Because I trust that whenever I need to go, I need to go. I trust that whatever comes into my life is meant to come. I trust that whatever leaves my life is meant to go. And that has been one of the biggest shifts in my life, has been developing that trust, surrendering to life, surrendering to that whatever the universe has planned for me, you know? I can't control anything. Letting go, like just letting it go, that is liberation. True liberation, true freedom. All right, wow, long video, way longer than I wanted it to be, but I trust that the length of this video is just perfect. Anyway, I'd love to know, how do you feel about trust? What's your relationship with trust and surrender? What has helped you on your path to finding trust? What are you not trusting in life, maybe? What stories are you holding on to because you're still trying to control? I'd love to know. Share with me. And I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. All right, thanks for watching. I hope it served you in one way or another. Thank you. Bye. Mwah.